Hey guys, Neagat here. Today I am showing you a match of Littlewargame on Ravaged aa4. In the bottom right corner, playing the blue pieces. I Neagat am playing. Should find a different way to go about that. Neagat is playing the bottom left corner of the map with the blue pieces. Fair enough. I'll figure it out one day. And then in the top right corner of the map, playing the red pieces. This is someone I haven't been able to play against. I've seen him online a couple times. I've seen him playing. I've seen him around, but me and him have never really gotten to play against each other. And this is actually our first match playing each other. So interesting expectations. We have how do I pronounce that? Kaitaro. I think I said that right. If I didn't, maybe leave a comment in the video section and tell me if I pronounced it correctly or not. So for me personally, I'm going against someone I've never played before. So I'm going for a standard house into barracks into raiders. And it looks my opponent is going for the same idea. At the very least, the same idea. Where he's going for barracks into raiders. The fact that he put his barracks out here might suggest that he's going for a proxy. And I'm sure that this would have been I'm sure that this would have been a proxy if I hadn't gone for a standard safe raider. I'm sure that if I would have gone for a, castle first with a tower, that raider would have been able to shut things down. But as things stand currently, I should be able to avoid any kind of cheese. We're gonna have to keep an eye on the timer though. If this raider does arrive I want to say 3 minutes when the tower would be finished. Tower is usually finished by 2 minutes and 45 seconds ish. Then that would have been a pretty good proxy to go for. As you can see, both of our units are on a move, attack move, so we're just going after each other. And the fact that he's moving his unit instead of just going for the A move when we both attack each other at the exact same time. If he would have just, kept kiting, I would have won because I would have been able to attack first. If I would have blinked after him, he would have been able to turn around, and my raider would have still been in blink animation. This is kind of sad though. The fact that I lost that raider there makes it so that I've got 2 raiders against 1 raider, and now I think I picked this up. Yeah, right after I got that hit in, I picked that up and I see what's going on. So we're obviously going to get some pretty nasty raider harass. I've just got workers against this raider. He's going to be able to kite in and out. It'll be annoying. At the same time, Kaito is going for his first expansion, so he'll be on 2 bases. Very economical. This is exactly what I would go for as well. Being able to have 2 raiders. Looks like he actually goes for an additional raider. Probably to see if he can continue harassing me as well as punishing any mistakes that I might make. Oh, he goes right in for that worker to try and stop this castle, but he loses a raider as a result. And this is actually a pretty interesting development. He sees that I'm really not in a position to punish him at all, and he goes for this really early, really greedy third base. Very greedy third base. I'm on 2 bases and I'm accumulating an army here. He's on 3 bases really soon here, and he'll be doing the same. So I'm on 2 barracks. He's on 1 barrack and 3 bases. So that's a really interesting development that he decided to go for. And as you can see, mentally, right? I think this played a role in it. The fact that I've never played against this player. I don't know if he wants to go for a raider all in or something like this. I really decide to put up this wall here, make it so that the only way he can get in is through this little slot in the side, and then I really decide to go play macro and get my army up. My opponent does the same, but not only does he just want to get his army up, he actually ends up building a forge. So not only is he playing greedy by getting this really early third base, he is playing extremely greedy by going for this forge, this really early forge, before before he's on 4 bases, before he has an army to defend his location with. Let's go ahead and see if my opponent was able to. Okay, we're gonna have to talk about this, but let's go ahead and look at my opponent's vision. Yes, okay, so he did see the fact that I was going for this advanced workshop. In this specific case, I think going advanced workshop is probably the worst thing I could have done, because that means I want to go into airships. And I don't know this at the time, but my opponent, having just scouted that, is already prepared for that. And that means that he'll be able to prepare. I'm giving my opponent extra time to prepare for a fight, where if I was to go out right now, I would probably win. Let's go ahead and take a look at the units. I have, 5 soldiers, 3 archers versus 5 archers, and 1 raider. So I would definitely be able to win an army against army fight, that's for sure. Especially now that he's only got 5 archers home for defense. But I don't know this because he went for a very greedy build, and I'm thinking very defensive. And yeah, the fact that I went for this advanced workshop, man, can you hear the sadness that's in my voice? I can't believe I went workshop. I really should have gone. I think I should have gone into mages or priests at this point, gone for invisible units, or if I go mages, that's just a very macro death ball kind of army that is very prepared to punish my opponent for doing any greedy things like this, or go against a very strong army that maybe he had prepared. And so I see this here. I see that he has archers prepared for me, and so I immediately decide, okay, I can't go in with this drop. I decide to send this airship back home, so that I can repair it. And that, again, is another mistake, because say if I were to scout around my opponent's base and see that he actually had no defense on his third base and theoretically on his second base as well, I would have been in a good position to drop and punish him, as well as move my my very large army compared to his army, my pretty large army against him. Here we can see my opponent going for an armory. We can see my opponent upgrading again. So really, the fact that he was able to get a quick third bases for my opponent it very much is a blessing for him, especially as he's able to have better quality units than I am able to at this point. Looks like we're both going for our 4th bases basically at the exact same time. This might be able to put our income relatively around the same area. Obviously, for my opponent, he's got about 1,000. Looks like about more than 1,000 units more compared to mine. And so I get to see this army move out. I get to see that there's an opening here for me to attack his second base, and I basically go for it. At this point, I should have also been bringing my main army here, and dealt with this smaller army, because you can tell, like, I should have been able to tell pretty much basically when this airship saw his army. He doesn't have a lot of units here for defense, and I make the mistake of not moving out fast enough, or in a way that moving out fast enough, or in a way that can outmatch my opponent's army. So he's doing a very good job in the sense of he's going for tech, he's going for upgrades, Let's go ahead and take a look at production. And earlier I saw that there was a clump of workers going to this fourth base location. So I decide pretty immediately to go out and take care, basically take care of his fourth base, ensuring that he doesn't have any production. I use this airship basically for scouting information to see when he is going to come out with his army. And then afterwards, from that point on, I basically killed all of his workers on this base. So it looks like about 9 workers. And then I go for this fight here. All this is all happening at home. I'm getting my upgrades. I'm producing. As you can see, he's definitely got the advantage over myself in the sense of he's got these priests. And this was basically once I'm cornered here, this is basically an assault or a raiding force instead of an actual army. So interesting play from myself to see how that goes. And my opponent is getting more production, much more production now. He's able to produce this rather large army. Well, I'm on a decent sized army myself, but the fact that I'm just now getting more priests out, I think I'm going for mages eventually. Doesn't look like it actually, but the fact that now I have this fourth base, like there's a lot of things that I should have been doing earlier that I didn't, and so finally getting upgrades compared to my opponents. What kind of upgrades are those? +3 attack, +2 defense, +1 range. Those are some pretty great upgrades right there. As you can see, so we go for this fight here. I have priests, and I have also this army. So I basically see his main army is here, and I decide, okay, if I can keep producing, I can use this army to flank and really squish his army in this location, and I think that's what I go for at this point. He does have priests, which is, it's pretty annoying for me because of the fact that he's gonna take damage and then he's just going to heal it back up again. But I'm feeling pretty confident that I'll be able to take him out with this surround, with my soldiers going in, with my archers also being able to dish the damage going on. Again, another interesting, I guess, coding thing in this game, where archers will specifically shoot down airships before they shoot down units that can actually harm them. At this point, I decide, okay, I've just won that fight. I've just killed his main army. It's time for me to move out and really punish the fact that he lost a large portion of his army. See how much income I have. I'm making sure to produce, so constantly producing, constantly going for upgrades at this point, going for 2 attack upgrades. The fact that I know now that he has more upgrades than I do really motivated me to try and upgrade and get better units. At this point, I really should have been going for mages, because could you imagine what a mage clump or a mage ball would have done to all those archers? Say 4 mages just blowing that fight up. And so obviously there's a lot of ways that I could have played this fight a little bit better. And this is just what happens when you have better upgrades than your opponent. My opponent did a really good job of staying ahead of the game, especially with that, like I said, that really greedy third base just set him up to do so well. And I think from probably 5 minutes into the game to about 8 minutes into the game was really my opportunity to go across the map and really punish him for not having an army. But that didn't happen. And I wanted to make sure that I played as standard or as safe as I could, especially especially when I was playing an opponent that I've never played against before. I really wanted to get to experience what this player was like in the first place. So very well played by my opponent to go for archers and soldiers. At this point, I'm basically outclassed. Even though I've got the same unit composition, the fact that he has more upgrades than I do very much outclasses me. Now he's got mages. He's putting down slowing fields, which basically makes this army impossible. Impossible to run away. So this is going to be interesting. At this point, I've basically lost. We can look at the unit composition here. I've only got 2 archers and 2 priests versus his 19 archers, 10 soldiers, 5 priests, and 2 mages. It's very clear to me that I've lost. And so you know, to me right now, I've lost. And the idea is, I've got so much supply, I've got so much economy. Why have I lost? Was it because I wasn't able to replenish my army quick enough? Was it because I wasn't able to get upgrades quick enough? Gosh. Eventually I end up going for 6 forges to try and just get my upgrades back. That was a mistake. I should not have gotten 6 forges. But a lot of the time I try and queue up my army together, and as the army is assembling, they'll often get picked off by a much stronger and much larger army. Good game by my opponent. Play that absolutely. Play that in an interesting fashion, actually. That's not standard. One that I was really impressed with, actually, the fact that he was able to get 3 bases while I was on 2. The amount of work he was able to do with 1 raider, keeping me at home. Really impressive by my opponent. Alright guys, well if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I make daily content for Littlewargame, so if you want to encourage me or support me in any way to keep going, subscribing and leaving likes and just seeing that my content is here is the best way to go about doing that. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.